the, how do you say, you know, the red
clay.
Yeah,
you know,
clay or terracotta.
For the garden, they make the vase.
Like terracotta.
Terracotta. Normally, in the old time, they do all the tiles with this red terracotta. And personally, I like it very much because if you see the old panels, you can see sometimes down the white things you can see little of the red terracotta, and it's give a little charm. But before they do only with the red terracotta.
And where did this come from? What area of Portugal? Do you
I don't know.
Because I've seen in Algarve there's like this typical.
Yeah, they have a lot of these, but I don't know exactly. But I think a lot of places. And now they use a white terracotta because when they do now the bathrooms and everything, it's more perfect, you know, because this is white and you don't see the red, so they prefer. And but I have some tiles that I made. They made specially for me with the red terracotta, and they are made by hand. These ones are made in the factories. They are very perfect and all the same size. The other ones are like this, but I prefer, you know, sometimes I do big things, a copy of old ones, and I use those handmade. They're very nice. So the tiles they are made in the factory with the terracotta, and then they let them dry. And then they put in the oven at 900 degrees in the oven. And then they take out of the oven and they're gonna put this. I think this is glaze, saying in English, no?
Yep.
So, and this glaze, before going again in the oven, but then it goes at 1200 degrees, very hot, it gets like this. But now to manage to paint, it's like this, and you know, it's a powder. So if you touch a lot, it goes away, and then it goes out of the oven, and it's not pretty. Okay. So it's very fragile. You can put the hand and do like this because it goes away, and not so perfect. So before putting the oven, it's really difficult because, you know, I have this little box specially in the floor to transport the tiles, because you cannot put like this all together because you see when you paint, and I don't put them in that box, and I do like this with my finger. You see? Yeah. If I do like this, it's
gone. Okay.
So you have to be careful when you're going to paint, not to put your hand, and you can do like this with your tile, but very careful to not do like this with the finger, put the hand, because it gets like this.
Yes.
Okay? So that's why we have a special box to take to the oven. And even in the oven I have a special box like this, but in, how do you say, I don't know, a special, it's not terracotta, but it's a special material. And I put all the tiles like this to put in the oven, because I cannot put all together, they got stuck. So, normally imagine that, where is my little woman? Here. Imagine that tomorrow comes someone and wants me to paint 100 little women, and I cannot do always the drawing, you know, because I lose a lot of time. So I did the drawing of the little woman in this, I don't know how to say that.
It's like carbon paper.
Yes, I try to. Tracing paper? Yeah, right. And and then with the needle, I made the little holes, all of the, how do you say, outline? Outline, in all the outline. And after I put my model in the tile. It can be a big model, you know, if I have a big panel, a lot of tiles, I do the same thing. So I put it in the tile, And I'm going to use this. This is I call it in Portuguese, they call it a doll of coal. You know the coal painting? You use
Okay, yeah.
this the how do you say that?
It's a lead pencil.
Graphite.
Craft, no?
Graphite.
And this one they do a powder with this, and I put it here in my little doll.
Okay.
So when I do like this, the powder gets in the little fingers, and it's really magical. You're gonna see, and you have the draw of my little woman.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm very used to this. So normally I take my pencil and I paint like this. But for you, it's the first time. I decide to do the drawing in the town very carefully, because if I do with a lot of strong, then everything goes and it's not pretty.
Yeah.
But all this gonna burn in the oven, okay? Everything burns. The powder, the pencil. If you let one of those
The hairs?
here, everything burns, okay? And then, as it goes in the oven very, very hot, you cannot use any painting. It's special painting who resist at very, very high temperature, So it's special. It's only mixed with water. It's like a powder also of pigments, blue and yellow and okay. And I think it's all. Then, so you have to. Now you're gonna start to do Now you don't do those, okay? Because you can put your hand. So you're gonna do all the outlines, okay? You can see here a little, and you're gonna use this one, the long one. With this is the dark blue, and this is the light blue. And you have to mix a little, because the powder goes in the bottom. You mix. You take out a little but of the water, not so much, because otherwise it's gonna dry very quickly, because this is a powder. So the powder is gonna absorb all the water, like this. So you have to paint a little and put again there. Then you do like, and you put again, okay? If you don't take this drop, it's gonna, Okay, so if you want, you can try one of two like this here, and then you can start. I hope my English is not so bad.
That's good.
Because